Good morning and happy Halloween! Welcome to the spooky South Ops Fire Weather Webcast for Thursday, October 31st. I'm your haunting host, Kristen Stewart. Once again, there is no marine layer out there this morning, and as a result, no low clouds. There are still some mid and high level clouds continuing to stream across central California with some spotty light showers, but otherwise, there is not much going on out there on this final morning of October. Current radar is picking up on some very light showers moving through central California. Like we predicted yesterday, not much precipitation has amounted from these showers in our area. There has pretty much been no rainfall recorded at lower elevations, and even in the higher terrain, there have only been a few hundredths recorded. A couple of isolated locations have received a tenth of an inch. These scattered light showers will likely linger through the morning across central California, with little to no additional accumulation expected. As a broad troughing pattern remains draped over California, temperatures will remain several degrees below normal through Friday, with highs in the mid-40s to mid-50s across the mountains and 60s to low 70s in the valleys. Humidity will also remain elevated, with minimums largely above 30% away from the deserts. The troughing pattern will also keep breezy west to northwest winds across the area through Friday, particularly the higher terrain. Expect periods of breezy winds of 15 to 25 miles an hour with gusts to 40 miles an hour across wind-prone mountain areas as well as into the deserts. It will also be quite breezy along the central coast as well. Cool and unsettled weather continues to be the trend through the weekend. Forecast models are coming into better agreement regarding the storm system for this weekend, but it unfortunately does not look as wet as it once looked. A disturbance in the troughing pattern is expected to ride southeastward along the California coast late Friday through early Sunday. There is now more confidence that it will take more of an overland track and keep things drier over California and lean more to wind. It will then track eastward into the desert southwest on Sunday, and high pressure will build back into California for early next week. Despite forecast projections trending drier for the weekend, there is still agreement that there will be widespread light rain on Saturday moving from north to south, then turning to showers on Sunday. There is a potential for the storm to fall apart as it reaches Southern California that would lead to even drier conditions farther south. There still remains some uncertainty as to rainfall totals, but guidance currently suggests reduced totals up to a quarter inch for the coast and valleys and up to a half to 3/4 of an inch, locally to 1 inch, for the foothills and mountains. Deserts will likely be drier and may not receive rainfall at all. Of course, as we've seen a lot this week, this forecast can change drastically in just a day, so please stay tuned to the forecast. Besides precipitation, the weekend will remain very cool and there will likely be gusty northwest to west winds, especially on Sunday. Following the weekend storm, high pressure will build back in for the early part of next week. A slow warming trend is expected, though temperatures will remain near to below normal, maxing out in the low 70s for the valleys. A slow drying trend is also expected, with moderate Santa Ana winds possible. Humidity will likely remain above critical levels for early next week, so not expecting much in the way of significant fire weather issues, especially if we do receive rainfall this weekend. There is a lot of uncertainty in the forecast for the middle of next week, but there is the potential for stronger Santa Ana winds. We will have to keep an eye on this potential, especially if the weekend forecast remains drier. With help from the cooler weather, higher humidity, and the potential for widespread rainfall, the large fire potential will remain low through the weekend. Heavier dead fuel moistures will continue to rise, and there will be good benefits if the region receives decent precipitation this weekend. However, if projections continue to trend drier for the weekend and we evade significant precipitation, large fire potential would likely rebound with the warming and drying with breezy offshore flow early next week. This would be mainly for the finer fuels, as the heavier dead fuels will still be quite moist and will need a little more time to recover. We would also have to keep an eye on the potential for stronger Santa Ana winds the middle of next week. So as always, stay tuned to the forecast as we go into November. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for tuning in. Our next webcast will be Friday, November 1st. Have a spooktacular day.